traders, my name is Horvat and welcome to a new video update for cryptocurrencies in which I will cover Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dash, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Monero, Omisego and IOTA. So firstly on Bitcoin, as you know, the market is currently falling. We haven't seen a confirmation to the upside. We were looking and tracking two different ideas recently, in which of one of them we were also looking at this triangle pattern. However, we were more bullish sided because we were still back then trading above this trend line support. So actually, if you recall, in my past video I was expecting a rally up into wave 3, and I said that even if this is a correction, we still can see more upside coming. However, this structure, it looks like it's unfolding as a correction, but not in 3 waves, but rather in 5 waves as a sideways price move. So since we are not seeing any significant continuation to the upside, I just have to go with this triangle count where I'm looking for potential break to the downside actually. The only question is if this breakout is already unfolding here. Notice that we are still trading above this wave B swing low right now, okay? So as long as this is the case, then this is still a chance that this is wave D and we will see a move to the upside from the lower side of the range. Or on the other hand, if we see break of this wave B swing low, then I think that we are going to see lower levels here for wave C of B towards 78.6% peer retracement of this 2017 rise. So actually, Bitcoin, I know it's very, it has a very unclear and very ugly structures. I have been warning a lot that cryptocurrencies are not at the moment the markets that maybe you want to look for potential trading opportunities. There are a lot of other markets that can be more interested to be in those trends rather than in cryptocurrencies. I have been saying this for a while because we are still, on the first place, we are still traders. Even if I analyze the market, that doesn't mean that I will trade this market. I analyze the market to track and to find potential good trading setups, okay, and highlight potential good structures. But at this stage on cryptocurrencies, unfortunately, Bitcoin was not very clear recently. We have been waiting for potentially bullish confirmation, but we never got bullish confirmations triggered. So on Bitcoin, I was looking for a break above 8,500 that would take us probably even higher. We haven't seen that. We are just moving to the downside. And now since we can see a very big delay in this potential bullish phase, I think that there is more and more possible that we will see firstly break to a new low before we may continue to the upside. However, if we just try to focus and respect the old basic technical analysis, then we are still actually trading in a range. And if you see market trading in a range, then what would you expect is when market is on the lower side of the range that it can move to the upper side of the range. So we are actually still at the lower side of the range, and as I said, as long as we are above wave B, there's still a potential chance that we see a wave E higher and then move to the upside. But if we continue to drop here in impulsive fashion for Monday and Tuesday sessions, then I really think that we are going lower and that wave E was just small correction here. Okay, so still it's very tough. It's not easy market, but if you still want to be invested on the long side of the cryptocurrencies, then I suggest, like I said many times before, then look for cryptocurrencies which has already bullish structure now and are in much better shape within uptrend. Okay, so for example, Ethereum, this could be potential still setting up a bullish pattern here. We have seen a big pullback into this zone here, and now we have seen a reversal to the upside, and this reversal was actually quite impulsive, and now we are moving lower but not so aggressively. So actually this market, as you can see, is much better shape. It can still provide us an uptrend here for a third wave to the upside, and even bullish head and shoulders here could be forming, but for confirmation you would of course have to see this neckline to be broken. So Ethereum, if you want to be long this one, what you have to see is to be a completed pullback that we are tracking here in the 4-hour chart. So since we are now turning to the downside, this was clearly only a free wave rally, which should be fully retraced, which means there is more downside coming, because you want to see this start of correction to be broken. So watch out for 5-wave development, which means more weakness in the near term, at least down towards 78.6% retracement, I think. And then watch out for a bounce. So still, would you buy it here? Would I buy here? No, absolutely not, because there is still very strong downtrend. But what I would have to see, so I need to see, before I confirm my wave count, I need that market confirms my prediction. And this can happen only by price, only if we will see reaction from the 78.6% fib level. Only then we can say that 78.6% was very important. So if you identify potential support, you want to see a reaction from the support. If you define potential resistance, you want to see a reversal from that resistance. And then you act, and then you look for potential trade. So in this example, what would I have to see is, firstly, a completed 5-wave drop, because currently clearly market is trading to the downside, and then watch out for a 5-wave rise. And if we go above wave B swing high, then I think this can be still, at least for the short term, be maybe a better, much better market to be long compared to Bitcoin. Okay. Here's also now Litecoin. It's, as you can see, is trading to the downside. It's not, obviously we haven't seen any confirmations here, so we have been tracking this this wave count for a while. Okay, we said that market made here a 5 waves to the upside, and now is correcting in 3 waves. Okay, but now you can see that market invalidated this count, but we said so many times that this bullish level has to be cleared out before any further gains here or trend in change from bearish to bullish would be confirmed. You would have to see this bullish level broken, and obviously this did not happen. Okay, so again, are you analyst or are you trader? I am still on the first place. I'm trader, but I'm tracking markets, tracking different wave counts, different possibilities to find a potential good trading setup. And for now, this obviously here did not happen. But if you ask me, I'm Elliott wave guy, okay? If you ask me and if you show me this structure once again, okay, a 5-wave movement from the low, I would still label this as a change of in trend, a start of a bullish cycle. Because if I would label this differently in the future, then I'm sure that I will be wrong 9 times out of 10. Okay, and obviously market is not 100 working 100% on my views, obviously, and actually we have to adjust the views when invalidation levels happens. And actually I have no problems with this, because at the end of the day I'm still a trader, and I still know what I have to see before I potentially pull a trigger. Okay, so actually we haven't seen any confirmations. That's why I'm always repeating and always mentioning in commentary, wait on confirmations. Okay, but sometimes even confirmations, when they are triggered, your wave count will be invalidated. But that's why we still have to use stop loss and still be aware of a risk that we put into the market. So actually what is happening here, well, Litecoin is at the lows, and we are now looking at the discount, which is actually showing that this was a triangle, a big consolidation here for wave B. Now this is still very significant. Okay, I still think that Litecoin will see a bounce, but from a lower levels. Now firstly we have to clear these levels out, and then potentially we move down into this range that could turn into a very nice support here from 50 up to 90 area. Okay, so from that zone I would need to see a 5-wave rise from the lows. If I see a 5-wave rise from the lows, then I will highlight this pattern as a very good evidence for a continuation to the upside, for a completed correction. Okay, so actually this alternate count 2 that we have been also posted on the Elliott wave counts page was important. But if you're not following the alternate count 2, then you can be missing potential different scenarios. Okay, Now let's take a look on Dash. Now Dash is also breaking to the downside. So on this new wave count, actually what I'm looking at is for a deeper wave B, and it's very interesting that this was quite an very important spike, actually spike low from this was back from September 11, 2017. So maybe this can be retested before we turn to the upside. So for now, trend clearly remains bearish, and it appears that we will continue to the downside here within wave 5 of an ending diagonal. Now, ending diagonal is a wedge shape. Normally you see an overlaps here with an ending diagonal, which is confirmation that bearish trend is not that strong, and clearly is not if you compare this leg to this leg. Okay, you can see a very sharp leg, while here is not sharp bearish advance, but still it's a bearish trend. However, this wedge shape, this type of a price action normally is first evidence that that bears are losing strength. So actually I'm very interested to see what will happen when we test this trend line support down there, because I think that there can be a chance for a potential turn to the upside, maybe from 180 up to 200 area. So watch out for potential turn to the upside here. But for now, as I said, trend is still bearish. So on the 4-hour chart, actually what I'm tracking here is WXY down into wave 5. Now in ending diagonal, each leg should have corrective characteristics. So actually I label this as ABC X, and I'm looking now for another ABC. But this wave C, okay, should be made by 5 subwaves. So actually what I'm looking at here is that this is wave 1, wave 2, and looks like that we have now 5 subwaves within wave 3. So watch out for more downside after this wave 4 bounce. Now resistance is here at the wave 4 swing, and also actually here at this swing low. So what I'm thinking is that we are going to see more weakness here within this wave C, and then again let's see what happens down there. If we see a bounce, then you actually know what you should be looking for, expecting a bottom formation, and then more upside should come. Okay, but for now it looks like that this market could continue to the downside, as I said, towards this red trend line here. Now on Ripple, now this Ripple is also at some very important levels, do or die. I don't know if we are going to see more weakness in connection with more potential break lower on Bitcoin, or or we are going to see maybe prices to find a support or to stabilize. So it's a do or die zone. Why? Because if you take a look at this wave count, okay, still again this was a very sharp price. Okay, even if we see a break and invalidation of this level in the future, if you show me this chart on this price structure on any market, I would again label this previous rise as an impulse, as a start of a trend, because I know that this has a greater probability that in such case market will continue to the upside. But of course, as I said, nothing is 100% in this market. So why it's potential do-die zone here? Because we are at potential supports here. Look, here's 78.6%. So it's a very important level actually that was tested right here, and we are turning to the upside, as you can see. But for the short term, okay, what would you have to see is that this wave B would be overlapped. Okay, because if you think that market has really bottomed right there and we will continue to the upside, you would have to see prices to retrace back into this wave B zone. Why? Because if you consider the bearish wave count, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you think this is wave 1, 2, 3, this was wave 4, and we are going lower into wave 5, then you know that this wave 4 must not trade into territory of wave 1, which is here. But if this happens, then this will be your confirmation that this was not a 5-wave movement, that it was a 3-wave movement. Okay, so when I'm trading, and even if I'm bullish, I can track bearish wave counts and bullish wave counts. Okay, so actually with this approach you confirm one count and invalidate another count, and in such case actually you know exactly in which direction you may look for potential trading opportunities. Okay, and I have been looking for similar setups. Actually, if you are also the FX subscriber, I have been looking for different wave counts, bullish and bearish on euro dollar recently, and in both we expected more downside and then a bounce which happened. We did it the same on the stocks, okay, in which actually we took on the long side for our swing, and on the S&P 500. So actually tracking, analyzing the market, okay, it's on the first place is only to find a potential setup. It's not to trade each analysis that we make. Okay, it's about searching the possibilities. Okay, but of course there are better trends, clearer directions in one market in which we have to pay more attention than on the other, where you see uh, very very choppy, nasty price action with a lot of volatilities, which means ups and downs in some trading range. Okay, so this was Ripple. Now Bitcoin Cash. Uh, Here also I'm tracking, observing two wave counts. We are still above this trend line, as you can see, connected from 2017 July lows. Here's very interesting observations still. We can be in a corrective pullback because this was a very strong upward reaction, can be impulsive, but unfortunately we do not see any impulsive follow through just yet. Okay, so I think we have to wait more time and to be aware also of the second wave count, which actually I like the most probably. It's potential completion of a flat correction here for wave B, and now we are looking lower. So actually in such case, where I would be interested for potential reversal is at this swing low here back from 2017 October lows. Okay, so if this market will just continue straight to the downside, then I would pay attention to a potential bounce down there, and then look for potential bullish setups. Okay, but for now, just still we need just simply more price data to see if this is really going to be the case, to see more weakness, or after all will this swing low from April hold here. Okay, now let's take a look at Monero. Now this is very interesting. I have two different wave counts here. The first wave count, actually I will show you this one. The first wave count is that this was a triangle here for a wave B. Okay, now this is a very significant always when you spot a triangle in a pullback. Okay, in the middle of a pullback. Why? Because if you see a triangle forming here, okay, then this is confirmation that the final leg is coming, because after a triangle you see a final thrust within a larger trend. Okay, so if this is going to be a final push out of a triangle, then we know that the next new stage will be a reversal. So we can be in a wave C here, which means that we should be aware of potential bounce in 2017 still, probably in the second part of 2017. Also, there were triple bottom that was actually taken out here, which means a lot of stops were probably cleared here. So now when a lot of traders are out, there's great probability that we'll see a reversal, because on the other side there are also traders that expecting much more aggressive decline after this breakout. So actually I would personally be aware of potential 5-wave reversal. So again, if you see 5 waves from the lows, then exactly you will know when market is bottom and where we should continue after such structure. On the short term, however, we expect more weakness even on discount too, which suggests that this is actually ABC x ABC pattern. So what is significant about that is that even this is a corrective structure. Okay, and even this one suggests a potential reversal in 2017. But again, watch out and track lower time frames. So here's actually the 4-hour chart where I'm tracking an impulsive decline down from this recent swing high. So this is wave 1, and now I'm tracking an extended wave 3 to the downside, so expecting more weakness after a wave 4 bounce, okay? Because impulses, as you know, are made by 5 subwaves. So watch out for this first resistance here. It was a wave 3 swing low, but more significant will probably be this wave 4 swing high, okay? So once we see a bounce in 3 waves, if we see a bounce only in 3 waves, then I would watch out for a new turn to the downside from there. If you see only a 5-wave rally through this resistance, then obviously you will know that trend has already changed, okay? But for now, watch out for more weakness if you see any 3-wave rally. Now let's take a look on OMISGO. What is here is also a potential triangle formation in a wave B. So this could be wave A, B, C, D, and E. So actually it's trading now at a very critical level. Now, if you're an aggressive trader, I'm not. I always try to wait on a confirming price action. Sometimes I made a mistake and still I go in the market a little bit too early, but in such case I will do that with the lower position size, okay? So this is very important. But what is really interesting here is that we are trading at the potential trendline support, okay? If this is really a triangle, then this trendline support should hold. But will you act now aggressively, or will you wait on impulsive price action? Well, I would personally wait on a 5-wave rally. So if I see 5-wave rally, if I assume that this is wave E, then this would be labeled as A, B, C, X, A, B, C. So confirmation would be this right here, wave X, okay? So if this level would be taken out, then watch out for pullback and more upside, okay? But we just have to see how market will respond here. It's not about being right or being wrong, okay? It's about to know what to look for if something happens, okay? If you have analysis, you have to wait for confirming price action and then you go with the flow, okay? If not, if we see this trend line broken, then just you will have nothing to lose. You will just adjust the wave count and look for potential new wave count and new opportunities as the price action proceeds. Now let's take a look at the final market, which is IOTA. So actually this one is also at very interesting levels here. And now this can be labeled as a wave ABC decline, which means a corrective movement that was recently turned to the upside by 5 waves. So ideally you would expect a bounce. So how or what I want to see on this market to be confirmed for a bullish trend to continue into either wave 3 or wave C? Well, I would love to see this swing low taken out and then a reversal in 5 waves above this bullish level. Only then watch out for pullbacks and expect more upside. If this will not happen, then clearly this will be something else going on, something more complex probably, that will take us even lower, potentially to this zone, and then wait on a 5-wave rise. If you want to be on a bullish side, you want to see this type of a confirmation. Okay, and now the final thing today that I want to show you is actually this Bitcoin is a search word in Google. So it's very interesting if you compare this this data to the Bitcoin price. As you can see, it's very similar. Okay, so I'm not surprised. Actually, I would not be surprised if we see, despite very little of interest in Bitcoin, okay, based on Google search, I would not be surprised to see a potential reversal to the upside again in the second part of 2017. Of course, we can see and expect more weakness first, but I really think that now when interest is low, when you don't see a lot of noise around the Bitcoin in media, I think that we slowly can be prepared on a potential reversal in 2017 by the end of the year, but again, maybe after a retest of these 2018 lows. Okay, Darius, thank you very much for your attention. I hope this video helps, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Bye.